Hello Leo, Jessica here with Cardinal Signs. Welcome to your decision reading running from mid-July through to mid-August. So we're going to be looking at two paths, two options with this reading. I'd like you to take a moment and consider what your decision is, what your options are, and I'd like you to assign one of your options, one of your choices, to be represented by path 1 and the other choice to be represented by path 2. We'll begin by discussing the messages coming in, starting with path 1. So there's time. You may feel like you need to hurry up and make this choice quickly, but the message is that there's time. You don't need to rush. Be very observant. Be very inquisitive. If something doesn't feel right, if something seems off, ask questions. For path 2, there's a feeling of destruction with this path. It's like life as you know it is going to cease to be the way that it was any longer. This can be very challenging energy to deal with. It can be scary. It's a lot like the Tower. That's the feeling of it. My advice for this kind of energy is to welcome it, because it's fairly useless to try and outrun it, to try to hide from it, put it off. It's going to catch up with you sooner or later, so you might as well just face it. It's always better to deal with things head on than to try to avoid them, because they can build and accumulate and get worse with time if we avoid things. So, messages for Leo regarding a decision. What does Leo need to know about path 1 and path 2? This is from mid-July through mid-August. What does Leo need to know about path 1 and path 2? Decision to be made by Leo. Messages of guidance for Leo for path 1 and path 2. Okay. Overall energy for path 1, we have the 10 of Swords, rebirth. Two things to consider. We have the 7 of Cups, and we have the King of Cups. Where this path could lead you should you choose to go down it. Page of Wands, intensity, and adventure, the Knight of Wands. This card came out while I was pre-shuffling for you, so I think that's going to be fairly significant. Okay, overall energy for path 2, High Priestess, inner voice, lovely. Two things to consider. We have the Chariot, and we have the King of Pentacles, abundance. Where this path could lead you should you choose to go down it. We have Temperance, this is integration, and the 4 of Pentacles, the Miser. Okay, let's start off with path 1 here. Definitely a lot of growth going on. A lot of expansion. This can be painful. Like, there are growing pains here. There's the need to leave something behind. This is like a mini death. So something that is old and stale and no longer serving you needs to be transformed, and you need to basically step into a new version of yourself. It's like you're shedding a skin, an old skin. This isn't easy, it's difficult. Now, something is not as it seems, and that was the vibe I was getting, the need for you to really keep your radar up. And if something feels off, ask questions, clarify. With this Seven of Cups here, definitely something on the outside, you know, the way that it looks, you know, on the surface, superficially, is completely different from the way that it is in actuality. So this can be someone trying to hide something from you, someone not being entirely truthful, whether they intend it to be that way or whether this is more so an accident on their part, kind of neglecting to relay a key piece of information. This could be the person that you're dealing with here, this King of Cups, possibly. Now this could be male or female because it's a general reading. This could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio individual, possibly. Somebody that you have an emotional connection with, though. This is not someone that you're not close with. This is someone that you know quite well. Someone that has the ability to really pull on your emotions. And if they wanted to, they could cause you pain. Not that they would want to, but it's that kind of person. They have that ability. If they were to betray you or deceive you in a big way. And these kind of energies are circulating around you. So just be aware of that. Be very observant. Get in tune with your intuition. Go with your gut feelings. Now, where this path could lead you. Okay. I feel like once you get through all of this, things are going to really pick up speed. And it's like a door is open and there's nothing holding you back. You are free to go and you're just speeding off with this intensity card. There's a lot of momentum. There's something here in the future that is really driving you forward. This is something that you are reaching for, something that you want, and you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to get it. There's a sense of adventure here, of exploring something new. There's new territory. And again, with this card, we can see here how magical this pathway is. It's like you're going to be drawn forward. It almost feels like once you get to this point, like there's no going back. Like you don't even want to consider what used to be. It's like what you see going forward into the future is so alluring, so compelling, and you are going to be very driven forward because you want that. Whatever it is that you're seeing, you want that. You have a lot of intuition here, in general, with this King of Cups here, but also with the High Priestess. So really draw on your own intuition. Your insights are going to be heightened. You're going to have an innate feel for what's going on. And it's up to you to uncover the truth. There are probably things that are being held back. There are some secrets, some deception going on here. And you need to go with your gut. If something doesn't feel right, call someone out on it. Ask those questions. They can be tough questions. But you have the ability to really see through the situation. That's being emphasized even further with the Chariot here, with awareness. We can see that a curtain is being drawn back. So something that was confusing originally, that fog is being removed, and the truth of it, the heart of the matter, is being revealed. And actually, this card, it's usually a positive revelation. It's something that had been concerning and perhaps disconcerting being revealed to be not as bad as you thought. Now you have another king here. Abundance. The King of Pentacles. There are going to be resources available to you. External resources that you can draw on. This can be wise counsel from a friend or family member. This can also be your own characteristics, where you, despite the intensity of these cards here, you're still able to kind of have that calm, cool, collected, nothing phases me vibe to you, which is nice. That's a refreshing energy to be able to bring to any kind of decision, because when we're faced with big changes, with big choices, we tend to get really tightly wound and we just circle over and over and over in our head. We go back and forth, and I see you being really cool about it, and that's fantastic. Maybe you're going to be doing some meditation. You're going to be, doing something that just takes your mind off it, takes the edge off, and allows you a little more space and freedom to just be, rather than having to be so absorbed in this, because it's very draining to be constantly circling around one thing and focusing so much on one thing. So it's good to diversify and have something that's going to kind of take your mind off it and distract you to a degree. So if you have an opportunity for that, I'd take that. Now, where this path could lead you, we've got Temperance and we have the Four of Pentacles. This is good. If this is about money, and it could be, because we've got the King of Pentacles, and as an outcome we have the Knight of Pentacles and now the Four of Pentacles. This is the ability for this option, bringing in a lot of financial stability and security and abundance, and you being able to feel very good about that, feeling very balanced with this Temperance card. Things are really evening out for you, and the opportunity for you to save money as well. On an interpersonal level, you may struggle a little bit with being open with another person, perhaps putting up walls that are not necessary out of fear, and shutting people out, whether intentionally or unintentionally. But with this Temperance card paired with the Four of Pentacles, it's the ability to keep that tendency in check, to recognize that this is going on, and to recognize the need to be a little more open and relaxed when it comes to interpersonal relationships, and kind of having more of this easygoing, approachable energy. So if you tend to shut yourself off from people, you're going to be able to keep that balanced. In general, this just feels very good overall. There's a feeling of completeness here in these two cards. That's very nice. So I'm going to pull two additional cards, one for each path. What else does Leo need to know about path 1? Further messages of guidance for Leo regarding path 1. What else does Leo need to know? Grace. Now, we have perhaps some deception going on, maybe some betrayal, some unscrupulous behavior, and you are being called on to have grace in dealing with this, to have grace, to have poise. It's difficult not to fight like with like. So if you are being deceived, many people, the tendency is to kind of throw that right back at someone. Well, if you deceive me, I'm going to deceive you. That's not what's going on here. And that's the advice, is have this sense of grace where you are better than that and you are above that. You see what's going on and you are able to be the bigger person. There's forgiveness here. Not blind forgiveness, but it's like this understanding and the ability to rise above that. So that energy is going to help you through. Now with path 2, that one, ancestors. Okay, now this intuition is probably going to be fueled either by people who are still living, who are very old, so like grandparents or like great aunts and uncles, that kind of thing. Perhaps they're going to come in and say something to you. That might not be related at all to what you might not be discussing this at all, but they're going to say something that kind of sticks out to you. Or you'll be receiving spiritual guidance from your ancestors. So from people who have moved on and are going to be coming in and sending you messages of guidance to help you at this time, to help lead you. So be open to that. Keep your eyes and ears open, your intuitive eyes and ears. And you can ask for that help if you feel like you need that help. If you were, close to someone who has passed on and you still feel a strong connection with them, ask for them to come in and give you a little bit of guidance, because they're there and they're ready and they're waiting to help you. And with that, I think we'll bring it to a close. So I can't make the choice for you, Leo. It's going to be different for everybody. You all have very unique situations. My hope is that some of these messages have resonated with you and have brought you a little more clarity and food for thought. So I want to thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I'd love to hear your comments below on how the reading resonated with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can email me at cardinalsignstarot@gmail.com, and there's more information in the description box below for personal readings. So good luck with your decision, Leo. I think you're going to be just fine. The outcome with either one looks awesome. It's just a matter of getting through all the nitty-gritty while you're working through the decision time. So take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon.